Just recently, we've been having a lot of rain in the UK, and as a result, all the wood in this workshop has expanded. And what's been happening is this right-hand door, when it opens and closes, now bashes into the front edge of the left-hand door. So in this video, I'll show you how I adjusted the left-hand door so that this door moves backwards away from the right-hand door, and then they no longer bash together in the middle. When I try to close the door, it's jamming on the left door. There's an overlap of something like 2 to 3 millimeters, which is enough for it to jam. You can force it closed. Push it hard enough, it will push the doors apart and allow you to lock the door. That's not good though, because over time, it's just going to wear away the edges of the two doors. It's quite hard to see in the picture, but there's almost no gap in the right-hand door. And also, if you look at the hinge, you can just about see that it's mostly adjusted fully in, which means I can't really move the right-hand door any further away. The left-hand door, though, has got quite a big gap. And when I look at the hinges have got quite a lot of adjustment still on them. So I can wind those in a bit further and move the left door away from the right door. When I unlocked the left door, I could see from these latches that the door had pushed towards the center because the latch was out of position. These hinges haven't been adjusted for quite some time, so it's a good idea to spray penetrating oil on them and let that loosen them up while I get ready to take the door off the hinges. Ideally, it would be best to do this with 2 people, but at the time I had to do this repair, I was on my own. What I'm going to do is use this spade and some wood and create a lever to lift the door off the hinges. Now the hinges look like this. They're made of 2 parts, essentially. This part I'm showing here, this is attached to the door itself. And then this part drops on top of the other part. Now the other part attaches to the frame. And I'm showing you now here with the blue outline where this frame component is in this assembly. So these are the 2 parts. I've had to create an artist's impression of the frame section. But essentially, you've got this door component, which is made of 2 parts. You can see a thread on this part, which you can screw inwards towards the mounted piece. If you turn this piece clockwise on that thread, then it moves the hinge closer to the door. And likewise, if you want to move the hinge further away from the door, then you can turn this piece counterclockwise. What we want to do is move the door closer to the hinge, which moves the left door further away from the right door. So we want to turn the hinges clockwise by 1 turn. This door piece just drops on top of the frame piece like so. And then, yeah, so it's an easy assembly. Now the door will lift upwards, but it has to be completely clear from the frame itself, which is why I've angled the door fully outwards like this.
Higher.
And then what I'm going to do is stack up some pieces of wood, and then I'll use the spade on top of that wood as a lever, and then that will just allow me to use my foot to prise up the door while I'm holding the door so it doesn't fall over and smash itself to pieces. So like I said a moment ago, it would be ideal to do this with 2 people. I can do this safely. I've done this several times before, so I know what I'm doing. Just be careful, the door is really heavy. If you're doing this and you lift it off, as soon as you lift it off, that weight's going to be completely on your hands, on the spade really. So now the door's off, I can rotate these all 3 hinges. I'm going to do just 1 turn, do it clockwise, which screws the mounting part in towards the door, and this effectively moves the left-hand door further away from the right-hand door. Once we've done that though, the challenge is to align all 3 hinges at once and drop the door back down onto the hinges on the frame. That's tricky. You need to get them all lined up at the same time, and this is where having 2 people would be ideal. The risk with 2 people is it increases the chances of someone getting their hand trapped, so be really careful if there's more than one of you doing this. The knack here is to get all 3 hinges aligned before the door will drop back into position. It's a little bit tricky, and you've probably got 1 or 2 millimeters of adjustment. It needs a lot of patience, and if you're on your own, it needs quite a lot of muscle power as well, just to keep everything lined up. I'm using a combination of the spade, my foot and my hands to line up everything. And then as soon as it's lined up, take the spade out, and then with a little wiggle, the door drops onto the hinges, and there we go, we're done. So now that the door's adjusted, these latches are properly lined up in the middle again, and closing the right hand door, it closes nice and smoothly. It doesn't hit on the left hand door at all. Next thing is tidy away all the tools. Place the wood in a neat pile. The last check is to make sure that the latch still fits correctly and the lock can be installed. So there we go. That's how you adjust the door on a workshop, providing it's got similar hinges to these. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you had a similar issue and you found a different way to fix it, drop a comment down below and let me know what it was. All that's left for me to say now is thank you for watching, take care, have fun, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.